Alright, you lot, how's it going? I'm just in the middle of preparing this Thunder Tiger SSK to go up for sale. If anyone's interested in it by the time this video goes live, feel free to send me a little message or something and we'll try and work out a deal for you. But other than that, I'll probably just put it up like I normally do on the old interweb and see if anybody comes up and goes, hey, I'd love that. And in which case I'll go, no problem, let's make it happen. So I'm just taking the battery out of it, giving it a bit of a clean. I'm also going to put that Hyper 7 up for sale because I'm done with that. I put that back to the original carb. Let's have a look at it. Took it out the other day. Gave it a proper drive. It still needs a bit of work on it, but I ran out of time. Unfortunately, I had to go and do some stuff. I only have sort of roughly half an hour sometimes. That's why I don't really do a lot, you see. I don't really go anywhere. Some people say you must have a right passion for RC, and I'm like, no, not really. Not really. It just keeps me busy, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's just something that's good fun and it keeps me busy. Otherwise I'd be thinking about other stuff, and I don't like thinking about other stuff, so I just keep busy, you know. But yeah, I think I'll put this up for sale. Put a new needle on that carb now, so this is all original and it all runs bloody mighty fine, if I do say so myself. Apart from it needs a little bit more adjustment on the carb, but that just spend a bit of time on that and get that absolutely fine and dandy. But this SSK is absolutely minty perfect. I can't believe how good it came out. So happy with it. I really am. I'm still doing this, by the way. This is my last battery to be charged up, and yeah, I'm still. This X2 Pro is a really good charger. Some of you have asked for discount codes and that. I've contacted GT Power, the person who originally, you know, the rep or whoever it is that sent this to me. I contacted them and asked about discount codes and that, but I haven't really had any reply yet. But hopefully we'll have some sort of code going on and you'll be able to get a nice bit of discount on one of these chargers or some of GT Power's stuff, and it'll help you lot out, because, you know, I really do recommend that. I really do. And as I say, you can buy that. You can buy the GT Power stuff in Wheelspin Models now. So if not, either go to GT Power's own website or go to Wheelspin Models, because you can get them on there as well. And if you do ask anyone at Wheelspin Models or GT Power, please do mention me, because although nothing will happen if you mention me, but it's still a good, you know, it's a step in the right direction, because if I can grow, I'll grow with you lot. Will grow with me. Believe me on that one now. You lot will grow with me. But yeah, this is absolutely minty perfect. I can't believe it. I genuinely can't. I'm going to leave my new switch in and up put in there because that's part of the car. But I'm going to take out my Fly Sky receiver and my battery. Obviously the air filter is going to stay, but I'm just going to take out the battery and the receiver, and that'll be that. But when I sell it, I will sell it with radio gear, because I've got an abundance of it at the moment. So it's going to come with a radio gear, just not the Fly Sky. So happy days, man, happy days. Whoever buys this is going to love it. They're going to have the time of their lives, because this is a proper, yeah, it will need a bit of, you know, it's not going to be, because parts are going to be a bit difficult, so you're not going to be able to smash it into a tree and laugh about it, but, or maybe you will, I mean, who knows. But it's just, you know, a nice monster truck to have. It does need a bit of attention on the wheels, but whoever buys it will buy it as a bit of a project, a running, driving project. That's exactly what it is, a running and driving project. Have you ever realised, right, bit of a random topic and a bit of a random thing, but I was talking about this to someone today at work, because do you ever things ever just stick in your head? Like they do for me. Like there's things that people say, things that happen, sort of stick with me. And things that stick in my head are normally, I say altercations, but normally things that are just, I'm just like, whoa man, it's shocking, do you know what I mean? Like for example, when my neighbour next door come home from it, we've been on a holiday, we come back, and the minute I walked down the driveway, right, he jumped out of his front door, and started telling me about a bird that pecked a hole in the rubbish bin because the wheelie bin lid somehow had opened. I don't know how, but it opened up a little bit, and a bird had got in there and pecked a bit of hole in the rubbish, and they weren't very happy about it. And he filmed it and everything, and he was telling me all about it. And he was really, really rude and really angry about it. And I literally just walked down the driveway. But this was months ago, and every single day that comes into my head, and I think about it, and I'm just in shock. And people I was talking to at work were like, yeah, sometimes things like that stick in my head. But then other people I was talking to were just like, I forget about everything. I literally forget about everything. It's mad, isn't it? So, do things ever stick in your head? Like, I'm not on about worrying about things. I'm not on about anxiety and all that bollocks. I don't really do all of that. People that say, I've got anxiety, fuck off. I'm not interested in any of that. Don't really do the whole sympathy thing. I have empathy for people, but I don't really do the whole sympathy thing, it's whatever. There shouldn't be categories for different people. People are who they are. People who are worriers, they just worry about things. That's just them. Yeah, there shouldn't be categories for different types of people. I don't believe in that, because you are who you are, right? And people need to accept people for who they are. That's my belief, yeah. So I'm not talking about anxiety and all that stuff, right? If you're a worrier or you get nervous about stuff, you're just a person, and that's just you. But anyway, the things stick in your head. It's just, say for example, your neighbour come out and said something completely ridiculous, and it just sticks in your head for years. Every day you walk and you see your neighbour or they're down the drive, you think about it and you think, still in absolute shock. Put it in the comments. I love to know how other people's brains work. I'm probably into that kind of philosophy and all that kind of stuff. Not philosophy. It is philosophy in a way, isn't it? But psychology and all that kind of stuff. Really, really fascinating the way humans work. I've had people say to me that these were supposed to have 8 shocks. I've never seen these with 8. I wonder if it was an upgrade or something you could do. I'm not saying that they didn't have 8, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there, 2 on each corner basically. But I've never seen these with 8. I mean, they usually only have the 1. You could put 2 on there. I think there probably is space to put 2 on each corner. But I've only ever seen them, and if you go and have a look, if you search them and have a look at pictures of these when they were new, when they first come out, if you search Thunder Tiger SSK release or something like that, you'll get pictures of these when they were brand spanking new. Hang about. Bloody leak. Yeah, bloody air gun leak sometimes. And even when they were new, they only had, the only pictures I've ever seen is with 4 shocks in total. And if you want to buy brand, if you search Thunder Tiger SSK suspension shocks, you get a pack of 4. So I'm assuming, I don't know, but I reckon probably back in the day you probably could get an upgrade of 8 suspension shocks for this, and that's why the people who said to me that should have is missing some shocks have seen them with 8, because they've seen ones with the upgrades. I reckon that must be the case. I don't know. You lot tell me, because after all, I just sit here in the corner. I just happily quite sit in my little corner of England, and I don't really have any interaction with the outside world, because I have no interest in having much interaction with the outside world. I like my little corner, and I like to know where you're from. So where are you from? Where are you watching this from right now? And in particular, I want to hear from people who were in Florida with that hurricane. As long as you're okay, I do want to know. You probably haven't got any internet yet, I don't think. I did watch a little thing on the internet earlier on about there still isn't electric and internet been restored in a lot of places in Florida. But I know Disneyland has reopened again, or Disney World, I should say, has opened again. Or it will open again, I think, tomorrow. But by the time you watch this, it will have reopened. So, nice. Nice. Well, I hope a lot of you that watch my channel, and I hope everyone's okay, but in particular ones that have commented on my videos in the past, I hope you're all okay. I hope you've still got a home, at least. You might have some damage, but I hope you've still got a home. Luckily, that little hurricane turned out to be quite a little one in comparison to what it was supposed to be. What I was watching, it was meant to be 160 mile an hour winds, Category 5 hurricane. Turned out to be 86 mile an hour winds, which is still a lot. But surely you'd rather 86 mile an hour than 160. Jesus Christ, that's cow flying weather, that is. When you see cows flying through the sky. I had a message the other day. Someone wants to know how long and wide the shell is for a HPI Rush for some reason, don't know why. Because they've got a Rush, but they haven't got a shell. But they want to know how big the shell is so that they can cut a shell. I don't know, because you can just buy a shell and it's pre-cut. You don't need to cut them, so I don't really understand what it's all about. But I said I'd measure my shell and tell them the measurements. So I'm going to measure it. I've only got this tape measure, it's in bloody meters. My other tape measure is indoors because I'm doing a bit of measuring for things. But anyway, let's actually find out how long and how wide a Rush shell is. Well, I can tell you, a HPI Rush Evo shell is 444 mil long, including the spoiler, and it's 18 mil wide. So yeah, that's that. If anybody wants to know, don't really, you know, if you've got one, you just measure the car. But anyway, I don't argue with people, I just help them. So I'll tell them how long and how wide it is. Speaking of Rush Evos, what a lovely car. I'll have to get this car out again soon. This is a classic one. I've had this one ever since, brand spanking new, ever since, I don't know, 2004, 5, something like that. Whenever it come out, might have been 2006, not really sure. But it's had a couple of different engines because, well, the original one blew up back around about 2008-ish. And then it sat for years and years, and only recently, due to help from you lot sending me in engines, people were sending me engines, and you know, they were saying they were good, but I couldn't get them to actually run properly. And all of a sudden, someone sent me an engine, and it ran mint. So we've got that engine in there, an actual T15 out of a Rush, and that's the last time I left it. I haven't actually touched it since. So I think I did take it out once, managed to get some new tyres for it, thanks to another subscriber, because I actually wore my tyres out completely. They were more or less completely bald. I have still kept them just for memory's sake. But yeah, God, one of the best RC cars I think I've ever had. In fact, probably one of the best RC cars ever made, along with the HPI Savage. I do still stick to my original opinion that manufacturers really aren't making any cars that I don't know, please do put it in the comments. Am I the only one? I can't be the only one. That just feels like, I think everything in general, in this country in particular, in England, yeah, or Great Britain, whatever way you want to put it, the United Kingdom, probably Great Britain, the whole lot, everything. People, manufacturing companies, designers, they're just not bothering. They just don't care anymore. They're making things just, it feels like they're making them just because they have to make them, because for the sake of making things, for the sake of designing things. There's no ambition. There's no, you know, let's make something really cool. They just, you know, and not only in England, all around the world, I think, as well, because you've got real size full cars that are just looking stupid. You know, all like curvy and futuristic, as they call it. No, man. You know, but as far as RC cars go, I don't think they're really doing it anymore, you know. I think, I'm sorry, but it's the way I feel. I just feel let down by it all. I really do. And back in the day when I was a kid, when I got the Rush, I mean, that Rush, it feels like they really did put time and effort into designing it and making it, because it's just good. You know what I mean? It looks really good, and it is good. And the same goes for a HPI Savage, a monster truck, you know. They really put time and effort into making it. And they still do make a Savage. And the design hasn't changed, which some would probably call lazy, but I call good, because if they change it, they'll ruin it. But there's just so many out there, RC cars. They're just mixed into one thing. They're just the same. And it's just, I just feel like people just don't care anymore. Manufacturers, they're making stuff because they have to. They've got factories and businesses that they've got to keep going, so they just make stuff, you know. The designers are just going, oh, look, this is a car, put a few curves on it, I'll call that new, and that's that. Where's the twin engines? You know, where's the experimenting with 4 or 5 speeds? You know, we've got 1 gear, 2 gears, now we've got 3 gears. Some cars have 3 speeds. Why not make 4, 5 and 6, you know? Just for fun, because that's what the hobby is. Why does it have to be boring now? Put in the comments, what's your opinion on that? I've got a feeling that I'm going to be in the minority on that, but you never know. And also, who's on your Christmas shopping? I'm out of here. See you later. Take care. All the best. Treat people nice. And there we go. If you're interested in that SSK, please do let me know. And I'll make a deal for you. Do you know what I mean? I'll do the best I can. But I'm going to use that to fund my next project, my next RC car. So I don't want to give it away. We all know I swapped it for that steam engine. But if possible, I'd like to, you know, get as much as possible with respect, because then I can use that to buy me next will it run Nitro car. Do you know what I mean? So that's the plan with it anyway. So cheerio lot, all the best, take care.